Hi, this is Anna Imagination with a Healing Garden. So I'm controversial. I know I am, and I really don't give a shit. And I had a thing this morning. I took care of it, and I'm now like sitting back from it and analyzing it. And I'm I know what this is. I'm wanting to just close the world away. Yeah, that's it right now. It's something I've been struggling with since day one, where I want to just shut the world away, and at the same time, I thought I needed to be accessible, but it doesn't work for me. It does not fucking work for me. And it's been my biggest challenge of finding that perfect ratio of where can people be allowed access to me and where do I need to pull back. This is really a fucking hard thing to figure out. Really fucking hard thing to figure out. So I have people who don't know what I do. And this is the most infuriating thing in the world. And then I've got people who know what I do, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, thank you. And here's the thing is the more smart you are, the more you know what I do. And so the people who are following me, the people who like are tuned into my work are like the super geniuses of the world. And that's what I'm realizing I'm accumulating. Then that's it. That's it right there. That's it. I am for the super geniuses of the world. So get the fuck out, everybody else. There. This is what I needed. This is what I needed. I am not for dumb people. I'm not. That's my problem. I think that's it right there. Oh, and I started to notice that the people who really love my work are really fucking intelligent. And there's like levels of it. So intelligence is how fast your synapse. Oh, fuck this shit. Why am I? Fuck this shit. I'm good. I figured all this out. I feel fucking fantastic. Like I'm getting the confirmation of woohoo, you figured it out. There's like confetti flying. It's like I got a parade going through my chest right now. Figured shit out. I'm so happy. All right, woohoo. All right. So this is the conclusion I needed to reach. I am only for smart people. There. I am only for smart people because the majority of people are really stupid. And most people can't even understand the words coming out of my mouth. And I do not dumb myself down for you. No, I don't do that shit. Oh my God, this makes so much more sense. I feel I can breathe. I'm so happy. I could figure out my audience for the longest time. I'm like, who is my audience? Who is my audience? And everyone's like, and we don't talk about it. This is the biggest problem is we never talk about this. This subject is, so how stupid are you? But we're not supposed to talk about that because that's not nice. And I'm like, well, it's true. Some people are less educated. Some people are really uneducated. Then there's a lot of people who are really fucking stupid who think they're really smart when they're really stupid. A lot of people fall into that category. And I'm sitting here noticing that the people who really love and admire my work are the ones who are like really fucking smart, like Einstein level plus. So if you're Einstein level plus, you're in the right place. And this is it right here. You got to be fucking smarter than Einstein to follow my work. There it is. And here and this is it right here. Every fucking one of my followers, like my diehard, oh my God, I love your work, are like really advanced people. And they're sitting there. My day consists of 5 people. I mean, like the smartest mathematician in the world and like 3 of the smartest fucking physicists in the world, a neuroscientist. And we're all sitting there debating and they're pulling apart my work and they're like, holy fucking shit, this is deep. And I'm teaching them, fuckers. I'm teaching them. So then I get these little peons who want the ego of challenging me. And I'm at the same time, I'm sitting here going, well, I got a business to run. So how the fuck am I going to get my business out there and make myself accessible? So I'm in a conundrum. And I'm starting to like good God, this has been the hardest fucking thing of all of this is how do you make yourself and I realized what it is. I'm going to have to be like private. I mean, really fucking private. And I think this is it right here. This is it right here is you can't get a hold of me unless somebody's recommended you to me And then there it is. There it is right there. That is it exactly. Because the people who have access to me are only getting access after they've been vetted, after they've been passed on, after they're like, oh, yeah, let's go through the system here. And it's like a vetted of a vetted of a vetted before they even get to me. And I thought, well, how the fuck am I going to build my business that way? And I'm building my business. So it's working. And at the same time, I've got all these dipshits going, oh, well, you need to make yourself accessible if you want clients. Who said I want clients? I'm $500,000 a day. Like, what universe are you living on? I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, oh, you're in tier 2. Oh, that's not going to work for me. I'm in tier 8. Now it's starting to make sense. So this is what a lot of people don't know is the government lied to you and they told you that there's only 2 economies, your economy and then the global economy. That's bullshit and it's wrong. There's actually 3 economies. The third economy is the invisible economy. And the invisible economy starts above the government, which is why they don't want you to know about it, because then you have leverage over the government. So there are tiers and then there's tiers above the government. And when you start up a business, one of the questions you have to ask yourself is, where am I doing business? Which tier am I doing business in? But most people don't even know about the tiers to even ask these questions. So most people go, I want to be a business owner. And then they start up something on Etsy or Etsy. Those people, all right, which is it, Lizzie? Is it Etsy or Etsy? Etsy? Etsy. Okay, thank you. It's Etsy. So you start up something on Etsy. Well, you're 2 tier now. You went from tier 1 to tier 2. Very good job. You're at tier 2. If you are selling stuff on Amazon, you're at tier 2. If you decide to be a manager, well, that's going to bump you up to tier 2 or tier 3, depending upon what area. If you're a C-suite executive, but you're still down, yeah, you're at tier 3. And then if you're a politician, you're tier 3. And then you might be able to get over to tier 4, which is where the president is. It's cute. And then above that, that's when things really like that. That's where shit really starts to happen. So tier 5 is the people who are equal to the president and then some. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones with the ability to pay off whoever they want to get wherever they want. That's the unethical side. The other side of that is the one going, yeah, I'll let them have their little circus. That's cute. But I'm going to go ahead and just change the world over here. So now you've got the ethical side and the unethical side. Now, the unethical side loves to flaunt their garbage and they're all over the place. So the majority of people under the bottom 4 tiers are looking at the unethical side going, oh, billionaires are such assholes. No. So then as you go up the tiers on either side, you're going to get different kinds of people. And that's when things take a completely different, everything's different up here. Everything is different from tier 5 all the way up to tier 9. Things are different. Very, very different. You're still not in the global economy. You are still not in the global economy. That is just the invisible economy. So the invisible economy runs off of power economics, which is a completely different set of rules that the government does not teach you at all. That's the kind of stuff that Rich Dad, Poor Dad went, well, this is fucking bullshit, and I'm going to go find my own way. And he did go find his own way. He found power economics. So did Steve Jobs. He found power economics, and they both went, oh, this works, and boom, they're billionaires because they figured out power economics in the tiers above the government. So I'm sitting here looking at all of this, trying to figure out all of this. And I started off with a healing garden, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out, okay, where exactly am I going to move this? Where am I going to position it? Where am I going to put it? And whenever I do my podcast, whenever I do anything, I'm imagining a collective and I'm trying to figure out who am I talking to. And I think about second and fourth perspectives. And I really need to stop doing that. I think that's the core, that is the core of my issue, is I'm thinking about them. And I need to stop that. And then I'm thinking about sixth perspectives, and I really need to stop. I really need to stop thinking about them. So, and I'm thinking, well, what if I just talk to people as if they're already at the point of comprehension? I don't think I'd be understood by anybody. Let's try it. Let's try it. Well, yeah, and I did have this one asshole who came in. This is like the last comment I read, and I'm like, I'm done with comments, and that's when I turned it off. Is he said that I'm just using a bunch of jargon, and I'm like, oh, jargon, huh? Or you could just go to school. So I'm sitting here looking at everything. Justice is the restoration of the equilibrium. That's what justice is. It isn't vengeance. It is just the restoration of the equilibrium. And in order to get the equilibrium restored, somebody's got to step up and talk truth. A lot of people don't like to hear truth. And there's abso-fucking-lutely no one on this planet who's advocating for the truth. No one. Because no one has studied logic in order to figure out what the truth is. And you've got categories of people. You've got spiritualists who don't have a drop of logic inside of them. You have physicists. And some physicists have gone the route of logic, others have not. And I found the ones that have gone the route of logic, now that's where I'm at, logical physicist. And then you have illogical physicist. Oh, we're going to break this down. In the line of spiritualists, you have logical spiritualists and you have illogical spiritualists. Everything in the world can be broken down to logical or illogical. In the world of religion, not for very long, but you have it. You have logical religious people. They move on very quickly from their religion. And then you have illogical religious people. And they tend to die at the second ethical perspective and they never grow from that point. That's common. And then you have the, I'm going to call it the agnostic stage. The logical agnostic stage, and we're going to make sure you get the agnostic in there. The logical agnostics, again, they don't stay there for very long. They realize and they move on to spirituality, logically. And then from there, they go into physics and they abandon spirituality because they go, oh, it's just physics. Oh, yeah, spirituality is dumb man's physics. Once you logically realize that it's just physics and you can just study physics and figure shit out, oh, I should just study physics and figure shit out, you do. And that's when you stop fucking around with chakra stones and you then become a logical physicist. So you literally have a logical line where there's a lot of growth and then an illogical line. And depending upon how far you got before you decided to abandon logic is where you end up staying. And where you end up staying in the illogical line is literally in relative to where were you abused. Now, if you are somebody who is abused by somebody who is logical, which does happen, you get to a point where you then weaponize logic and you bully everybody with logic at that point. So it's this massive growing and then this massive disintegrating side. So you have the disintegration side, which is illogic, and then the integration side, which is logic. And literally everything is divided by this. Now, in addition to logic, one of the very first things you learn in logic is how to learn. It's like lesson number 1, how to learn. And if you did not pass this lesson, well, you're fucked. And the second thing you learn is how to check your logic. It's called checks and balances. So you have your logical conclusion, you have your premise, and then you have your calculation. Now, you can have a false conclusion. If you have a false conclusion, it's because you either A, had a false premise, or B, you have a false premise, or you calculated wrong. You've got to figure out which one of those two it is. So in order to do that, you basically take your premise and you have to re-put each premise back through the logical proof. A logical proof is the process of proving the validity of something being true. But if you don't even know how to calculate a proof, well, that's a problem. People who are really bad at this blame logic because they lack accountability and they're assholes. That's the fourth ethic. So I got this gorgeous space of mine. And in this beautiful space of mind, it's basically logical purity. And here's the best thing is once you have logic, then you can go, oh, that's the truth. Well, that's really fucking easy to figure out because you got logic. And then you realize, oh, all the liars and the abusers are just the assholes without logic. And they're using logic as a weapon to confuse and manipulate other people. Interesting. So then suddenly the world is divided between the abusers and the people who are fed up with the bullshit and they want the truth no matter what. And then there's this third group of people, and those are the victims who don't want the abuse, but they also don't want to be logical. So you have the illogical. I don't even know what to call these people. They don't want to be abused, but they don't want to do the work. I really don't know what else to call them. So I'm just going to leave it there. You have I don't know what to call them. They want the fruit without the reward. And I've had a couple people come into my space and I'm going, what are you doing here? You're not here for logic. So what are you doing here? And I'm still trying to figure it now. While all of this is going on, I'm sitting here going, what is my calling in life? Well, my calling in life is to tell the truth. There you go. My calling in life is truth. I advocate for the truth. And I spent the last 30 years of my stupid fucking life building up this massively fucking huge logical argument, which I did. And then I proved it and I put it on my website. And I literally dedicated 9 years to the breakdown and the full everything on my website. And then I've got these group of really amazing genius people who then challenge me, talk to me and go, holy fucking shit, your logic is pure. Thank you very much. And then I got these stupid peons challenging my logic. Did you read the website? No. Did you go through try to killing? No. Then what the fuck are you doing? Have you studied logic? Well, logic shit. What are you doing? What are you doing? And now I have the choice. Do I want to waste my time educating somebody who hasn't done the work? And here's the thing. This is it right here. I am equivalent to, well, a professor of college, but I mean like professor of college, most advanced class, like you've got to, there are hurdles to jump through. And that's really it. It is like, like tenured fucking professor. Like you go into a school and you're like, oh, you want to take philosophy 101? Okay, we'll give you this guy. Oh, you completed philosophy for 10 years. Oh, we'll give you this guy. Oh, you've completed philosophy for 30 years? Okay, we'll move you on to Anna. That's where I'm at. And I got these peons. There's no word for them. They're peons. I love the word peon. I'm going to be using it for a while. I'm going to look it up just so I can confirm what this word means. Peon. That's right. A peon. A peon. No, I don't like this word. I don't like this word at all. A Spanish American day laborer or unskilled. Oh, peon. It's peon. It's Spanish. No, this is not at all. In English. No, this is not at all what I thought the word meant. So this is not at all the word. Nope. No, this is not at all the right word. I'm so glad I looked this up. All right, let's find the right word. The right word that I'm trying to communicate is, I'm looking up pissant. Pissant. Insignificant, worthless, unpleasant. No, I don't like that one either. I got to figure it out. It's the I'm just going to stick to what I know. It's called the unlearning uneducated. There's just the unlearning uneducated. I just have no tolerance for these people. That is it. Unlearning uneducated. As far as I'm concerned, they are the lowest. They are the dregs of society. There you go. They are the societal dregs. Oh, I think I like that. Now, I know a dreg is the little floating bit at the bottom of my teacup. So I think dreg is the right word. Dreg. Dreg might be it. Dreg, the remnants of a liquid left in a container, together with any sediment or grounds. Dregs. Societal dregs. I found my word. Thank you. So the societal dregs of life, the unlearning uneducated, which are also known as the illogical. There you go. Like I keep finding societal dregs and it pisses me the fuck off, which is why I did a whole thing this morning about, okay, so what is it I need to do? So I found my boundaries. I put my boundaries in place. And I'm sitting here with myself going, all right, where am I going to put myself? Where do I put me? And that's what I don't know where to put me, people. That's my problem. I don't know where to put me. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. All right, I'm just going to do this logically because that's the only way I know how to do anything. When I sat down and I look at the business science of everything that there is, logically, well, I'm not going to say logically. The traditional mindset was always, well, you got to put yourself out there and you got to be in public. Right. So says the fourth perspectives without any comprehension gap of anything outside of the traditional business model. The traditional business model is just another fucking box. So you have box 1 and then you've got box 2. Box 3 is not a box at all. It is the be all end all of whatever the fuck works, it works. So I've got to go to box 3, which is not a box at all. Box 2 people are telling me, oh, you got to put yourself out there. Why? Because you put yourself out there. So this is not working for me. This is not working for me. And I'm all flustered and my feathers are like, oh, is my dragon going to be feathery? I don't think I want my dragon to be feathery. I don't think I want my dragon to be feathery. My dragon will be scaly. I like scales, not feathers. Feathered dragons always made me, I'm like, what the fuck is a feathered dragon? I mean, I get it. And it's definite. I love Japanese lore. But I'm sitting here going, no. It's just great. Like, oh, but that's probably the old Norse in me. That's definitely the Norse in me going, no, there's no feathers and dragons because we're Norse. All right. I got to think about this. I need to triangulate my position. So, truth, logic, love. I'm trying to figure out where the best place is for me to be. And this is where I just... I'm going to wipe everything clean. I feel like every time I put anything down, I'm being attacked. And I cannot afford to be attacked. Because if I'm fucking around with being attacked, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's bottom line. That I don't have the fucking time to defend myself anymore. I don't have the time to defend myself anymore. I am so fucking beyond that. Pull myself out of it, set back. That's it right there. That's it right there. That is it right there. That is it right there. I'm needing to come to terms with this. As I am so fucking beyond. I do not sit there and flout shit. I don't. And I get people who come to me thinking I flout shit. And I put it on my websites for 9 years for a reason. Go there. You haven't read it? Then shut the fuck up and go read. And that's where I'm at. Now, I get some people who read my work and they're going, oh, holy fucking shit, I want to have a conversation with you. Okay, read my fucking work. So that's where everything needs to begin. Just read my work. Complete Triadic Healing Part 1 and 2. If you don't do those, leave me the fuck alone. Read my books. There it is. I've got 4 fucking books, and they're all free. Leave me the fuck alone. And I think that's what's bothering me. Is I've been attracting just a bunch of assholes who are logical punching bags. And I'm under attack all the fucking time. And I stand out here and I give my truth, and it's so fucking backed by logic, it's disgusting. But I've got illogical fucks who won't bother doing any of the work. They just want to argue. And it makes me angry. And I'm just tired of it. That's right. I'm totally eating weed gummies. And I've got this weird business model with 20 plus fucking years of business science in my head. And all of the entire formula from all of the assholes going, oh, well, this is what you got to do. Clear my table. I will tell you what I've got to do. I am officially putting up a paywall. It is the, what is it called? The bitch wall of defense. We talked about this the other day, remember? It's the bitch wall of defense. You know, I remember this one time Ayn Rand had this fucking asshole come to her and he starts challenging how she gets off thinking she's an American. Such a petty, stupid conversation. And she threw him on his ass logically. I was influenced very heavily by Ayn Rand. The woman had a lot of fucking issues. She was a narcissist, and my God, she had a lot of work to do. But her philosophy was not wrong. It did very much reflect her bitterness, but it was not wrong. And there are days where I'm toggling between Atlas Shrugged, fuck you all, and then switching on to the other side of things of, okay, yeah, I'll heal the fucking planet. No, I'm done. I'm all done with this shit. No. Mm-mm. You want to have a conversation with me? You're going to have to read my books first. You're going to have to complete Triadic Healing Part 1 and 2. Oh, yes, I can feel it now. Well, I was referring to the feeling of like power in me going, ooh, yep, I feel it. I'm speaking the truth, which means I'm getting closer. But I was also referring to the weed. I know, right? And that's it right there. That's it right there. Like I am going, what is it called? I'm going Yoda. I'm going Dagobah system on you guys. I'm going Dagobah system. That's it. I'm going to the Dagobah system. That's right. Now Yoda makes sense. That makes so much fucking sense. I'm going to the Dagobah system. Got tired of all these little assholes sitting there. I'm going to challenge you to a duel so I can prove my ego to myself. Fuck you, shit. Fuck that shit. Maybe that's just what I need to do, is just shut everything down, completely go to the Dagobah system, and say so long and thanks for all the fish. No, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. That's it. That's it. That's exactly what my problem is. That is exactly it. Okay, let's play this hypothetical. Super genius lands on the planet and smartest fucking person in the world. I mean, like, really fucking smart. Like, God shows up level. And you go, whoa, God's here. So now it's a whole, no. You're going to have the assholes going, I'm going to, puffs up their stupid chest and then comes combatively. No, we're done with that. No, we're not doing that. And then we're going to have everyone just bombard. No, you know what? No, here's what we're going to do. Read my fucking books, read Triadic Healing, and then come talk to me if you can get that far. There you go. There you go. So read my books. That's it. Do Triadic Healing. I'm going into the Dagobah system. Dagobah system. Now in the Dagobah system, yes. I'm very happy now. This is it. in the Dagobah system. Yeah, I've just, oh, so it's the order of operations. I just have the order of operations backwards. That's all. Okay. All right, so in the order of operations, I'm going to have like, I got my Anna's Elite. And that's just it. I've got Anna's Elite. I love Anna's Elite. It's like my favorite people in the world. And then outside of that, I've got the alma mater. There it is. There it is. Okay. I don't have a problem if a person is struggling with logic. I don't have a problem with somebody who is learning logic. I have a problem when they refuse logic. They are so fucking stupid that they don't even know what they're rejecting. I had a lot of higher expectations. That's it right there. I had high expectations. I expected a lot more from humanity. That's why I'm so upset. It's because my expectations for humanity were too high. I need to lower the bar. That's what my problem's been. I need to adjust the expectations are a funny thing. Expectations are a really funny thing. That's it. That's it. Okay. So there's quality and then there's expectations. Now I understand. Okay. So my quality is like here. And then my expectations were up here. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? And now I understand. My expectations were too high. So I have to adjust my expectations. I don't deal with expectations a lot. I haven't done a lot of work on expectations. So I have to sit down and analyze what are actually expectations, what I expect from people. Now, where do expectations come from? Let's analyze this. Where do expectations come from? Why am I Googling this and not using past experience, social? Oh, it's because I'm oh, I understand. It's because I come from a different. Oh. Okay, so it's a whole bunch of idiots talking about nothing they know nothing about. So I have to do this logically. Okay. Expectations. So my expectations is logical deduction. That's what it is. An expectation, oh, it's a logical calculation. Oh, it's basically, oh, I understand. It's trajectory. Okay. So an expectation is basically an inventory trajectory. It's the same thing we have in power economics. Yeah, I'm just going to talk to you like I normally talk, and I'm not going to dumb it down anymore. Okay. So in power economics, we basically have at the point of comprehension this belief, or this, not a belief, it's a relativity of a trajection. It's the cognitive core. And then from the cognitive core, you have your order of operations from point A to point Z. And it consists of 5 chambers. Now, it works exactly like power economics, so that when you have input output in your life, you have scarcity or abundance, you have surplus or a shortage. And when you have your expectations, it's basically your ability to calculate your inventory. So expectations are absolutely an inventory. It is your, interesting, your inventory of what? What are you taking inventory of? I would say it would definitely be your resources. Resources, but that doesn't make logical sense. So let's go back forward. Let's do it again. Okay, so when you have your cognitive core, you have your identity, your ethics, your logic. Information comes in. The data comes in, it processes. Is this data going to change my circumstance? There it is. It's in relativity to your circumstances. So is it going to change your circumstance? Is it going to change it for the better or for the worse? So it's the adjustment of your circumstance. That's what it is. So what is a circumstance? Let's look at logic. Circum, which means circle. That's interesting. Let's take a look. Circumstance. La, 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 la. Circumstance. Fact or condition connected with or relevant to an event or action. Definitely. So expectations are in ratio to your circumstance. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely, okay, I'm getting there. Just give me a minute. So I want the etymology of around, stand, stand around, encircle, circumstare, circumstantia, circumstance, circumstance. Okay, so Middle English, stand around, stand around, stand around, or encircle a compass. Yeah, to stand around. Okay, so circumstances. Okay, so it is literally the encircling of pretty much all of your data. So when you have expectations, what you really have is a projection. Let's look up trajection. Trajection is an interesting word. Trajection, trajectory. See, throw across. I don't like that at all. Trajection, trajection. When I was a purchasing manager, we had to do trajections. Let's take a look at that. Trajections in purchasing. No, not a transaction. I want a trajection. Forecasting, called forecasting. There we go. Forecasting in purchasing. Forecasting. Forecasting, also known as the demand forecasting, is a process that helps procurement teams predict future demands for goods. Okay, so it's forecasting. Forecasting. All right, so basically what you are looking at is a type of forecasting. So when you have an expectation, you have forecasted based off of your circumstance. That's it. So when you have your cognitive core, you have data that comes into your logical bank, and then you assess, is this data going to increase my situation? Circumstance. Is it going to improve my circumstance? Is it going to improve? What's the opposite of improve? Interesting. What's the opposite of improve? I'll have to look this up. What is the opposite? What is the opposite of improve? Interesting. Worsen. Okay, there you go. Is it going to improve? Is it going to impair? I like the word impair. There we go. All right, so you basically ask the question, is this going to improve my situation, my circumstance? Is it going to impair my circumstance? Or is it going to be neutral and stay the same? And then you basically make a forecast based off of the assessment so that you can adjust your situation accordingly. Exactly like in the Bible when Daniel, David, Joseph, I got it. When Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers and he was called in before the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh had a dream that it was going to be 7 years of famine and then 7 years of abundance, or 7 years of abundance and then 7 years of famine. So they were able to take that, 7 years of abundance and then 7 years of famine. Okay, let's go ahead and run the forecasting on that. Let's use the 7 years of abundance so that we can prepare for the 7 years of famine. That's called a forecast. So whenever we are given information, now the expectations is literally the accuracy of your forecast. That's what it is. So expectations are the accuracy of your forecasting skills. By the way, this is logic and math. It's your accuracy of your ability to forecast. Now, a really good purchasing manager is one who's going to be able to make a forecasted projection, a forecasted predictability or prediction that reflects what you can expect. Now, in addition to all of that, if the person is a pessimist, this is where pessimism, optimism comes in. If a person is a pessimist, they're going to under forecast. And if they're an optimist, they're going to over forecast. That's actually what it means when you say I'm a pessimist or an optimist. It's not a good thing to boast either one, people. It's really stupid to boast either one. So it's like, oh yeah, I can't forecast things accurately. I always overcast. I always undercast. That's right. I can't. Yeah. So only, and the realist who doesn't even know what the word realist actually means, but they call themselves a realist, the neutralist is the one who actually knows how to accurately forecast. That is not realism. Yeah, dipshits. No, not at all. That is not realism, because you need to look up what realism means in philosophy. So somebody who knows how to forecast accurately is basically a neutralist. That's what you are, not a realist. You're a neutralist. So you know how to actually forecast. Now your expectations are going to be accurate. Now, the only way, I've been through this, the only way you can get good at this skill of forecasting is experience. There's no other way. I've tried. Believe me, I have ripped this apart. The only way, now we're talking about people who are down to earth. People who are down to earth are the ones who have the experience of accurate forecasting. So the question is, do you have accurate forecasting? So the only way you get good at forecasting is by fucking it up. It's literally observation skills. It's your ability to assess human behavior on grand scale to go, okay, so that forecast was inaccurate. I over forecasted or I under forecasted. And after a while, you'll adjust it. And once you adjust your perspective into the right area, then you'll have accurate forecasting. So yeah, accurate forecasting. Now, your expectations have been adjusted accordingly to your circumstance. So your expectations are now right where they need to be. So now I get to ask the question. I need to adjust my expectations of people because, damn, you guys are dumber than I thought. Bottom line. That's it right there. And I know why. It's because of the educational system. I thought that the educational system was a lot better than it was. And it's not. And I really did not want this to be the case. And that changes everything. When I started studying my logic and everything, my masters humiliated the fuck out of me. It was part of the lesson. It's why Yoda did what he did to Luke. It's part of the training. It's humiliation, because you have to be humiliated to get yourself to be into the student mindset. If you're not humiliated down into student, you'll never be a student. So there's a whole lot of people here who have never been fucking humiliated. Humiliation, BDSM mistress, humiliation is not the act of putting someone down. It is their surrendering to submission. It is their surrendering to submission. And I thought that my education was normal. So I thought, well, I'm up here, everyone else is here. Absolutely. And then I get into it, and the more I talk to people, the more I'm going, oh. And we're not even allowed to talk about this. We're not allowed to talk about how smart someone is. And it's and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That instead of just being honest and talking about how intelligent someone is or how dumb they are or how educated they are, we're not talking about it. It has become a taboo topic to talk about. And the problem is there's a whole lot of stupid people out there arguing over who is the smart one, and they're all stupid. And it's like, oh, well, that's why they're all arguing over who's the smart one, is because they're too stupid to know. Wow. You see, arguing is for dumb people. Bottom line. Arguing is what dumb people do. You're arguing because you don't know, because you're uneducated. If you ever get into an argument, it's because you're too stupid to know. Because when you know, you don't argue. You prove. See how that works? The problem is, do you have somebody who's willing to listen? Now, somebody who's smart won't preach to an unwilling student. No argument. If they're a willing student, you'll talk to them and they'll learn. Now you have a discussion. Only dumb people argue. Only dumb people argue. So if you argue, you're stupid. Bottom line. Because you have there's no other way around this. If you argue, you're stupid. Because either you're too smart and you can prove it, and you're too smart and you have a willing audience. And if you're too stupid to have either one of those, then you argue. So arguing is the absence of proof and the ability to discern when you have a willing audience. So arguing is the inability to prove and or the inability to assess a humble student, which means you're too uneducated to prove or too uneducated to make an assessment. That's it, to prove or to assess. There you go. So arguing is the inability to prove or to assess, which means you should shut your mouth and go learn something. If you ever argue, that's your first clue that you need to shut your mouth and go learn. You're the student. If you argue, you're the student. That's it right there. If you argue, you're the student. Or you're the dumb one. And then you get these two people who argue back and forth, and it's like neither one of you can prove and neither one of you can assess. What are you doing? Yeah, this is starting to make a lot more sense. This is why I'm getting more and more pissed off. Like, I won't even argue. Like, I'm at a point. I stopped arguing with people a long time ago. The good God, it never even occurred to me. I just stopped doing it. Good God, I was a tradesman. I was a tradesman. That's why I stopped doing it. Ah, yes. What is this? What is this? What is this? Because it was something. It was like I was doing it instinctively without conscious awareness. I just gained conscious awareness of this skill. I have no idea what the skill is. I'm very excited. Ooh, I'm a master now. I get to transfer it into word and definition with simplistical forms. I can do this. I'm very excited. I've never caught one of these on video before. All right, we can do this. All right, so I just graduated from tradesman over to master on a skill. The skill at this time is called unknown. Oh, I'm so excited. Skill X. This is a skill. The skill is, oh, this is my first time doing it. I'm so excited. Oh, God. I mean, I've done it so many times before, but this is the first time on video. Okay, very, very excited. All right, I can do this. I can do this. So skill X is, and I'm a tradesman. I'm going to, okay, so it always starts with definition. So I'm going to fluff it out. I'm going to like literally use simply as many words as I can. And then I'm going to simplify it. And then I'm going to simplify it. And then it's going to become like literally one or two words. That's how this is done. So you're actually watching the process right now. I'm so excited. Okay. It was the instinct, intuition, that I lacked a willing student. Oh. Teacher. It was the ability to assess that I had an unwilling student. It was the difference. The ability to tell teacher from student. It's a skill. Wow. It's a fucking skill. It's a skill, people. Wow. I'm at 45th level of consciousness, by the way. So at the 45th level of consciousness, you get this information. Wow. Wow. It's the ability to tell a student from a teacher. It's not the No, it's not the 45th level of consciousness. It's just the ability. It's the tradesman. It's just the skill level. It's not the ethical level. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's the skill level. Tradesman to master. Of being able to tell student from teacher. No, not even student from teacher. There's one other person out there. There's a third person, the unlearning uneducated. Who is the unlearning uneducated? The illogical. It's the ability to determine. Oh, ouch. Arrogance. The arrogant. Aha. From the student. Oh, ouch. That hurts. Arrogant is the opposite of student. There it is. Arrogant is the opposite of student. When you reach master skill level in this, you reach the ability to translate, oh, they're not a student, they're arrogant. There it is. We have no tolerance for arrogance. Illogic is arrogance. No, that's not true. Because illogic, you could be illogical in learning. But the arrogant embraces illogical. Ah, I understand. The arrogant is illogical, but the illogical may not be arrogant. That's what that is. So I just leveled up to a master level, whatever this is. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. I'm going to call it a sage. Master level sage. That's what I'm going to call this. I have no other word for it. Master level sage. That's it. I just became a master level sage. Because what else am I going to call this thing? All right. I'm not a teacher. I'm a sage. There's a difference. Sages have attitude. That's right. Ooh, I can feel it. Oh, I don't have a problem using the word now. Ooh, look at that. I earned it. Ooh, see, when you earn a fucking word or a title, you can say it and your ethics will just beam right through you. But if you haven't earned the word, you're going to have imposter syndrome. This is what imposter syndrome really is. It's when you ethically feel like you have not earned the word. And this is the first time I'm able to use the word sage. Oh, yes, that would explain why. I did the same thing with teacher. I did the same thing with philosopher, but I did not catch them on video. I'm a sage now. Yeah, that's right. I'm a sage now. Ah, yes. I love this. I finally have the rights to the word. Ah, I'm so happy right now. I didn't think I would ever get here. I didn't think it was possible. Wow. I did not know this was possible. So I was a student, a discipulus for 30 fucking years. Oh, I was terrified of calling myself a philosopher. Terrified of it. And in 2015, I started to get to that point. That took me 20. All right, I've been doing philosophy since 1984 is when I started philosophy. And 1984 is when I started philosophy. And I was terrified of calling myself a philosopher until 2015. I would not use the word. And then even then I was like, oh, it tormented me. Oh, this feels so good. Oh, this is, I love growth. Oh my God, it feels so good. My brain. All right, so yeah, 31. So it was 31 years of me studying philosophy before I finally went, have I earned the title of philosopher? Like I said, they humble the fuck out of you before you even begin class. They humiliate you. And you like it. It's the only time in my life, oh yeah, I am truth's little bitch. Oh yeah. And that's just it. You have to submit to truth. Yeah, that's right. And they put me through the fucking ringer. All of my masters did this to me. And For 31 years, I would not call myself a philosopher. I called myself a student. And in 2015, I finally used the word for the first time. Oh, but I wasn't a philosopher, Bard. Oh, no, 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 no. I was just a philosopher. That's a whole nother level. Yeah, people don't know that bards and philosophers have levels. And, well, sage is a level. And then I got to a point where, oh my God, yes, this is it. Oh. So, and then it was last year, it was 2023. I reached a level and I was like, oh, I'm a philosopher bard. And again, oh, it was brutal. I'm like, philosopher bard. Can I do this? Oh God, this is hard. Have I earned this title? And when I started to look at the mathematics that I was doing and the physics and everything, I was like, whoa, I'm a philosopher bard. I have earned it. So, and when I said it, it felt good. Oh my God, did it feel good? And then I felt teacher. That was at the 31st level of consciousness. And I went, wow, this is all the way out here, which means there's a whole lot of fucking assholes who have no business teaching. Oh, that's when I got pissed at teachers. You really want to know why I'm so angry at teachers? Because it's unfucking ethical. I got to the 31st level of consciousness, and that's when teacher came to me, and I went, oh, so this is the science of teaching. All the way out here past astronomy and chemistry and biophys and biology. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare all of you? You want to call yourself an educator, get yourself out here to the 31st level of consciousness. And when I realized that there were a fucking load of teachers claiming to be teachers, and they were only at the 4th ethical perspective, how fucking dare you? 4th ethic has no business teaching. Yeah, I'm pissed. And that was really it, is when I reached the 31st level and I saw the filthy fucking liars. There is a cold, dark place in hell for teachers, as far as I'm concerned. They have the most humbling to do. So yeah. How fucking dare you? Not even Socrates and Plato themselves would call themselves a teacher. Why do you think that is, dumb fucks? So yeah, I'm pissed. Not even Pythagoras would call himself. Christ wouldn't even call himself a teacher! How dare you! When you get to the point of comprehension, you see truth on such a fucking level. And I see every one of your lies. I know what I'm becoming. Like I said, I'm really pissed. I discovered the word God-fearing today. And for the first time in my life, I understand it. Because there's a lot of fucking people who really should be afraid right now. Because justice is the restoration of the equilibrium. And truth is what resets the equilibrium. It is the only thing that resets the equilibrium. So when you speak truth, you just get more and more powerful. And the more truth you speak, the more power just courses through your veins. And every time you reach a point where you just don't know where to go, you just use logic. And it's like a little compass that goes, there's the truth. Thank you. I'll say that then. And then I'll speak it, I'll speak it, I'll speak it. And then I'll get to another little, like you call them problems. They're like this big for me though. And I say, what's the right answer? And I look down at my little logical compass and it goes, there, thank you. And then I run through the little logical core and it shows me the right way every time, every problem, every equation. And the algorithm now is going so fast in my fucking brain that I don't even know what my IQ is anymore. I have no idea. I just know that when my synapses fire, it literally just, my whole body feels like it's just on fire, like right now. So and the more truth I speak, the more powerful I get. The more truth I speak, the more powerful I get. And I just know how to speak the truth. A lot of people can't do that. And the best thing is, if it's illogical, oh, I can feel it. Oh my God, can I feel it? Being raped for 6 months, every time you were illogical will do that to you. There are times where I just ask the question, you give me one fucking reason why I should save this planet. Why? Authoritative right. I know what question I've been avoiding. I haven't been able to answer the question just yet. Who gave me the authority? It's the first time I've asked it out loud. I'm a little over 50% to power. I have a few more days to go. And I think I'm officially done being scared of this. I'm going to go run some more logical code to figure out who gave me the authority, because I think that's really the score I need to settle with myself. May the truth always. May the truth always find you.